Hello and welcome to another episode of my Working with Todoist series. And this week it's all about the weekly planning session. Now, if you're not doing a weekly planning session, you are not going to ever be in control of your week. The whole point of doing a weekly planning session is it puts you in control of your week. If you're not in control of your week, somebody else will be controlling your week for you. Now that was probably going to be your boss, your company, your colleagues, your clients, or your customers. They will be dictating what happens to you during the week, and you are going to feel dreadful. You're going to feel overwhelmed and stressed out because you have no idea when you have finished. At least when you do a weekly planning session, you set the tone of the week. You are in control of the week. And I'm going to show you 2 ways that you can create a checklist in Todoist that will help you to stay focused on doing a weekly planning session. Now, one of the biggest reasons why people don't do a weekly planning session is because they think it's going to take too long. If you've got your Todoist set up right, it should only take you about 20 minutes once a week. That's all it should take you. I'm going to show you how to do that this week. Now, before we go any further, I would just like to say if you do get any value from watching this video, then please help me by clicking on that like button below. And if you want to get all the latest tips, tricks, and news about using Todoist, then please subscribe to my channel. Okay, let me take you into my demo account now, and I'm going to show you a couple of ways of setting up a checklist for doing your weekly planning session. Okay, so I recently did do a video on my weekly planning session. The reason why I'm doing this one is because I want to show you a number of ways that you can create a checklist that will help you to do the weekly planning session. Plus, I have updated my weekly planning session checklist when I did my weekly strategy week, my quarterly strategy week, which I did last week. So I want to give you an update on this, and it might give you some inspiration about how you can make sure that you're doing the weekly planning session, because it is such an important part of any productivity system. So first up, where do I keep my weekly planning session task? Well, I keep that in my routines because I don't consider it to be an area of focus, even though it is important. Now, generally speaking, this is going to have a flag. This is my demo account. I will always flag this as a red flag because it's a must-do task every Saturday morning. I'm recording this on a Friday, so this is a must-do task every Friday. So even though it's going to be recurring, it is a non-negotiable task. It's just going to happen. So it's red flagged right now. So sometimes you can, flag a routine. So click on that over here, and what I've got is, now this is the first way that you can do it. You can add them as individual tasks inside as a subtask for each one. So as you check them off, go down during the week, you can check them off, and then all you need to do is uncheck them when you finish your weekly planning session. A couple of things to note here. What I've done is I've separated it out because there are 3 sections to my weekly planning session. There's a section for something that I do every single week. So this is complete every single week. What I've done here is, if I just click on that, you'll see what I've done is I've created a non-completable task. To do that, all you need is to put this asterisk. I'm going to zoom in there. All you need to do is put the asterisk and then a space. And if you want to bold it, all you need to do is put 2 exclamation marks at the front and 2 exclamation marks at the back. So that's how you actually create what I call a non-completable task. And so we can go back to it there. So I've done the same for complete at the end of the month. So this is the second section. And then the third section is complete every 3 months. Now what you'll see here is I've put the date that the last time I did this session. I did this on the 30th of June. So I did a complete review on the 30th of June. And that took a while. I mean, that when I do a complete every 3 months, as you'll notice, this is done at the end of a month and this is done at the end of the month. So it's a complete checklist, and that will take me about 50 minutes to do. This section here, I've got it down now to 20 minutes, probably 25, because I actually enjoy the process. I enjoy reviewing on a Saturday morning because I know how it leaves me feeling ready for the week ahead, knowing that I'm ready for whatever's thrown at me. So, this is down to 20 minutes, but, if you've got a cup of tea, some nice relaxing music, and you're in no rush, why not? Let it go for 30 minutes. But if you really need it to, once you get it down pat, once you get into the routine and it's become a habit, it's something that you do every Saturday morning or every Friday night or every Sunday night, whenever you do your weekly planning session, if you do it consistently, you get faster at doing it. That's kind of the secret, if you like, of getting better at doing these weekly planning sessions. It's just consistency. Now, a second way of doing this, actually, I said in the introduction that I've got 2 ways of doing this. Actually, I'm going to show you 4. So the second one, no, I'm definitely going to show you 4, yes. So here we go. Next one is you can put it into comments. So I've got one in comments here. Now, this is one, if you wish, you can actually put this into your Microsoft OneDrive. So if you're using, for example, OneNote as your notes app, you can actually copy the link and put that in there. Click on that, and it will open up the same checklist in your OneNote. So I've got it right there is my checklist, exactly the same checklist is right in there, although I got the order wrong slightly. But you can see that I can just click on that and I can go to my weekly planning session from there. So that's one way of doing it. It's a really fast way of doing it. Another way of doing it, let's just see, can I go and go back to my complete, there we go, and go back to my Todoist here. So that's the second one. It's actually 3, I think I'm going to show you. Another one is, and the way I do it, because I'm an Evernote user, I can just click on this link here, and that's going to open up my Evernote account, and it's going to go straight to my weekly review checklist, and it's right there. So if you're an Evernote user, you can put in a little details. Now, what I've done here, because I have the space to do this, I have a notes section here. So if I want to remind myself of something I need to double check next week, like, for example, when I review the master projects list, there might be something I need to check again or go into a little bit more detail when I go through this. So I can just add a quick note in there and just add it there. And right down here, again, I've just put the date when I last did it. Another thing that I do with my weekly planning session, and I've been doing this for a long time, if there's something I'm aware of, like on the 3rd of July, so when I did my weekly planning session last week, I actually thought, okay, I need to be aware when I do my weekly planning session next, I need to be aware that I have a workshop next week. So it wasn't the week after, but it's this next week. So when I do my weekly planning session tomorrow, which is going to be the 10th of July, I can see that I've got a workshop on the 13th and the 15th of July. So I've got 2 sessions to do next week. So I need to be ready and just to be aware of that when I'm doing my weekly planning session. So there you go. That's just a couple of ways, or 3 ways actually, if you like, of being able to do a weekly planning session. So you can, first of all, you can create subtasks in here, and that will come up. I should point out that this is a recurring task. It comes up every Saturday for me. I find Saturday mornings are the best time to do it. And the reason for that is get it out of the way before the weekend gets started. So you come home on a Friday, you're tired. It's not usually the best time to do a weekly planning session. Better to have a good night's sleep, wake up in your own time, and then make your coffee and go and do your 20 to 30 minute weekly planning session. Once you've done it, you're going to enjoy the rest of the weekend without any anxiety, worrying about what you may have to do next week, what you may have missed. It's done. So I do mine Saturday morning. It's a wonderful time to do it. So that's the first way you can do it. You can obviously set up your if you're using Microsoft OneNote, you can do it there. If you're using any other kind of notes app that allows you to get a clickable link for the note, you can just add that like I've done right up here. By the way, to do that, all you need to do is click on, paste the actual link. This is a direct link to the application note, and then in brackets, like I've done here, if you can just see that, I'll zoom in. You can actually just put in complete the weekly planning session right there, and that would give you everything you need in brackets. And so there you go. That's all you need to know in order to create those clickable links. So hopefully that's given you some food for thought. These are just really good, but I strongly advise that you create your own list. We are all different. We all have different things that we want to check each week, but do be careful. Don't go crazy and just add hundreds of different tasks, because you won't do them. And it takes time. I mean, my weekly planning session has evolved over the years, and I've got it where I feel everything is checked that needs to be checked, and I always start the week knowing exactly what needs to be done. Well, thank you very much for watching this episode, and it just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week. Well, thank you very much for watching this video. Now, I would just like to say, if you are ready to decide what you want out of your life the next 10, 20, 30 years, and you want to be able to take that and build it into your daily life, then I have a course that's going to help you do exactly that. The Time and Life Mastery 2021 edition will take you through the process of deciding what you want for your life, and then it will show you how to build that into your daily life using the time sector system. So I hope you join this course. It's an amazing course, and I know you will not be disappointed, and I would really like to see you there. I'm here to help you to develop the best life you possibly can through becoming better organized and more productive, and that is what this course will show you what to do. Please join me in that course. Full details are in the details below.